everyone, it's Akilah from HeartsChat, and it's been a while since we've done some individual videos, but we've had some requests for them, so we want to, make our viewers happy. So today, one of the topics comes from our viewers, and I will be talking about an event that shaped who I am today. And as you can see, I'm in a little bit of a different environment than I usually record in. So I decided to do something a little bit different for this topic. There's many events that have ultimately shaped who I am today, depending on the age range I talk about. I think one of the main events that I think had the most growth for me was when I went to Drexel to get my master's as a couple and family therapist. In that short amount of time, which was 2 years, I think emotionally, mentally, I experienced a tremendous amount of growth with the help of my classmates, my close friends, and a lot of my teachers at the school. Drexel and the program I was in, they're very focused on kind of figuring out our triggers, our insecurities, and working through them, experiencing them, as well as social justice, which is a huge part of their program as well. With Drexel, I can definitely say the people at Drexel, because Drexel is not a person, but the people at Drexel helped, me to navigate some of my insecurities. I've had many insecurities, all stemming from different things that happened when I was younger, but we had this one class, which any of my Drexel people listening to this know how important this class was. It's actually called Person of the Therapist, or as we know it as POT. And that class, really works through your triggers and how you'll react if you are pushed in session with people. One thing I will always remember one of my professors talking about was, one day you're going to have yourself walk through the door. Meaning one day someone who is just like you, dealing with some of the same things you are, is going to walk through that door, and you're going to have to help them. And kind of like, how do you help them if you haven't navigated how to kind of help yourself with those things? So that kind of really stuck with me. And let me tell you, over the years, I've had one or two people who have walked in who were ultimately dealing with some of the same things that I had dealt with when I was younger. So it was just like, I don't even want to say a slap in the face, but like just a shock, like, oh wow, yes, this is what they were talking about. So, that class helped me find kind of like what they call signature themes or triggers, which was one, which I'll share, is not being good enough. So ultimately, a lot of the time, I will push and push and push. I will say I've gotten better at that, but I will push and push the things I feel are perfect, when in reality, nothing's ever going to be perfect, and ultimately we can't work harder than, the people we're trying to help or the people who are asking us for advice. So, just being good enough in all realms of my life kind of has been somewhat of a trigger for me. So Drexel helped to point that out, number one, and then helped me to learn how to navigate when I am doing it and recognize when I'm doing it and kind of pull back in that sense. Drexel also really helped me open my eyes to different perspectives. And what I mean by that, like, obviously I've known, but obviously everyone has a different perspective, but in a different way. I grew up in the background of a very diverse background. Like, even my family is diverse. So I've grown up with different cultures, perspective, ideas, but they were all pretty much the same, like, of acceptance, except for a few people. But, everyone accepted everyone. Like, nobody had really any issues with anyone. It was just, you were you. Going to Drexel opened my eyes to people who didn't have that same experience, and kind of learning from them about, what that experience was like, and then being thrown into this Drexel program that is all about, different cultures and different things and working together. It kind of made me open my eyes that, some people really haven't been exposed to a lot of the things that I have. I think the best thing about Drexel was we all pointed out, yeah, we understand where you're coming from. However, this isn't going to help, and somehow you're going to have to navigate through this to become the best person and therapist you can. So, and give me more compassion, understanding for people whose perspectives are different than mine. Not saying that I excuse their perspectives if they are truly like, negative and harmful, but it kind of helped me to understand a little bit better, because I'm sitting in front of this person who I know is a sweet, nice person. I've grown to really like this person, but there's some combating views that we have. So it's you kind of like, okay, I've grown some compassion to kind of hear out other perspectives and sides that may differ from mine, and then kind of challenge them at the same time, as which they challenged me also. So Drexel was really an environment that helped to challenge me and helped me to feel comfortable challenging other people. Another important thing Drexel did was help me combat my negative views of relationships. Growing up, my parents didn't have the best relationship. Like, I was always that child that was like, I'm never getting married. I'm not dealing with any of this. You can go on your way. I don't want to talk to you. All these very, very negative ideas about what my relationship is going to be like in the future. And, Drexel helped me kind of be like, you aren't the people around you. I mean, you are you. Your relationship will not, and won't be that of your parents or this person or that person. And kind of helped me see that I don't have to end up in the same path as everyone before me. I can choose to make my own path and choose to do the things that I want to do, and it won't turn out the same way. I mean, relationships in general obviously are hard, but ultimately, at this stage in my life, after Drexel, I'm like, okay, I get it. I'm not the girl who is like, I'm never getting married, and I want to get married. I want to have a family. All those things. It just helped change my perspective on, relationships in general, and kind of shaped a different view for me, a different future. Drexel also introduced me, I can't even forget this, introduced some of the greatest people in my life. HeartsChat might exist, but not as it is today if I didn't go to Drexel, if I didn't meet Erica and all of the other people that were really, 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 are really, really very, very much still important in my life. And going through that experience with them, and it's something I actually talked to one of my best friends who I didn't go to grad school with. Being in grad school and going through the experience with a group of people, you all know what it was like. It's kind of like growing up, with siblings and knowing your parents and knowing what it was like growing up. It's like that. It's like you go through all this stuff together. You talk about things that you normally wouldn't talk about with your family. Even some of your friends might not know some of the deepest things that we talked about in grad school. So it opens up for a different bond and a different type of relationship. And I'm so grateful that I'm still in connection with many people from grad school and seeing how their lives are going after grad school. Drexel really, really provided a great support. And for me, provided a great additional support group that they are absolutely amazing. Another one, Drexel kind of helped me to challenge who I wanted to be and what I wanted to do in the future. Kind of like what I wanted to do, how I wanted to leave my mark. And obviously, being a therapist, I wanted to help people. That's something I've always wanted to do. Drexel kind of gave me the tools to be, I guess, a little bit more empathetic and compassionate for all different types of people, and gave me the ability to be like, okay, sometimes I may have these opposing views, like I was talking before with other people, but how can I help this person right now in their life to be better for themselves, be better for their family, be better for those around them. So ultimately, I want to just bring more kindness, and that might sound like the most corny, cliche thing that anyone can say, but like for those who truly know me, kind of know that is like from the bottom of my heart of how I want to leave it. The people that I work with, friends, family, everybody that I have the pleasure of engaging with, ultimately is able to reach their full potential, no matter what that is and what they see for themselves. But having, being a part of that really is very special for me and very important. Well, one of the last things that Drexel helped me with is forgiveness and the importance of forgiveness. I'm not going to go into too many details about this, but, there's many things in my life that have happened that, was very trying, and I would hold on to, that I was just angry at, and wasn't very helpful in any aspect of my life. And, the people at Drexel helped me to understand that, when you forgive, ultimately you're semi-forgiving for the other person, but you're really doing forgiveness for yourself, helping you to let go and be able to breathe, and get that burden of the anger, the hate, the disappointment, all of that stuff off your back, so you can be free to move forward and deal with other things that may be going on in your life, happy, sad, anything. So, forgiveness has been a struggle because, it's really hard to forgive people who have harmed you in any way. But it has helped. It was definitely a work in progress, and Drexel helped me to start that. And I will forever, ever, ever be grateful that I had the privilege of going to Drexel and experiencing the experiences that I had, and the amount of growth and the amazing people who helped to support me during that growth. Because I really don't know, honestly, how I would be today if it wasn't for that program. Now, don't get me wrong, that price also shaped my life too, but that's a whole other story. But the experiences, the talks, the love, the support that I got from teachers, peers, and some of my best friends at Drexel will always be two of the hardest, but two of the best years of my life. So yeah, I mean, that is definitely one of the things that has shaped who I am today. Yeah, leave any comments down, kind of like what may have shaped your life, and ask us more questions. Like, we love getting questions and answering things that you guys want to hear. So thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you guys next time. Thank you so much for listening to HeartsChat today, where we speak from the heart. We hope that you enjoyed our show. Catch us every Sunday and Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on our YouTube channel and on our website, which is HeartsChatRadioshow.com. Be sure to follow us on our social media pages, at HeartsChat Radio on Instagram and at HeartsChat on Twitter, Facebook, and Periscope.
We love to hear from you. If you have any comments or questions or topics that you want to hear about, you can email us at HeartsChat@HeartsChatRadioshow.com. And for all of your personal relationship questions, please visit my blog from ericasheart.com. Thank you for listening to HeartsChat, where we speak from the heart.